Hello children, today we are going to see the chapter number 2, Microorganisms. What are microorganisms? Microorganisms which are cannot be seen through our naked eyes. That means they can only be seen through the microscopes, which is only visible through microscopes, and they are also known as microbes. These microorganisms have different impacts on human beings as well as on other animals, and their study is known as microbiology. The person who study or does the research on this microorganism, they are called microbiologists. Now we will see some of the microorganisms. These are some of the microorganisms. They are measured by microns. This is rhinovirus, size 0.03 mu micron. This is poliovirus, which used to cause polio. This is also 0.03 mu micron. This is influenza virus. Yeah, we frequently have this cold, cough. This is because of this virus. See how it looks. This is 0.10 mu micron. This is rabies virus, which is mostly found in dog, and it also infects human being. This is 0.15 mu micron. This is T4 bacteriophage, the 0.2 mu micron. This is smallpox virus, which is 0.3 mu micron. This is staphylococcus, 1 mu micron. This is lactobacillus, which is found in milk, 2 mu micron, as it is rod shaped. E. coli, 2 mu micron. This you all know. Yes, this is RBC, that is red blood corpuscles, and it is 8 mu micron. Yeah, it is a little bigger than all other microns because it is 8 mu. And this is Baker yeast, 10 mu micron. This is found in the bread, used to ferment bread. This is skin cell, which is 30 mu micron. Yeah, this is human sperm, 60 mu micron. This is pollen grains, 90 mu micron. And here comes the neuron cell, which is found in the nerves, brains, nervous system, 100 mu micron. And this is human egg, which is found inside the female ova. It is also known as ova, which is 130 mu micron. Euglena, 130 mu micron. Diatoms, which is 200 mu micron. Paramecium, 250 mu micron. amoeba, 0.5 micron, millimicron. Then tardigrade, this is frog egg, which is 1 millimicron. Now children, we are going to see the types of microorganisms. There are major 5 types: algae, fungi, protozoa, viruses and bacteria. How they are called? Bacteria is a plural form. Singular, they are called bacterium. Algae, plural form. Singular, they are called alga. Protozoa, plural. Singular, it is known protozoan. Fungi is plural form. Singular, it is known as fungus. Then finally, viruses, it is plural and singular, it is called virus. So whatever we are calling, they are in the plural forms: bacteria, algae, fungi, protozoa. Now we are going to see in detail what are bacteria. Bacteria are simple unicellular living organisms. They are found almost everywhere. They grow and multiply very fast. They are also present in water, soil, air, everywhere. Now different types of bacteria. They are known. These bacteria are known according to their shape. Broad-shaped bacteria are called bacilli, spherical shaped called cocci, and spiral shaped called spirilla. Bacilli, cocci, spirilla. These are the different types of bacteria. Now we will see about algae. Algae is similar to plants. Actually, we can say primitive form of plant. Algae are simple plant-like organisms that have cell walls, chlorophyll in it. That means it can produce its own food by the process of photosynthesis. Algae are present almost in all living water bodies. Example, pond, lakes, seawater, and in stagnant water. Now different types of algae are Spirogyra, Fucus and Laminaria. This is what it looks under the microscope. Now here comes the protozoa. Protozoa are unicellular organisms that have animal-like characteristics. They can move from one place to another. They capture and eat food. Some protozoa lives in salt and freshwater bodies, while others live in the soil. Some of the protozoas are parasites also. Different types of protozoas are amoeba, paramecium, trypanosoma. And this is how they look under the microscope. Paramecium, amoeba, and trypanosoma. You are very much familiar with amoeba. Now we are going to see about the fungi. Fungi are also like plant-like organisms that do not have which do not have chlorophyll in them. So they are maybe multicellular or unicellular. Example, yeast are unicellular, whereas bread mold is multicellular. Mushrooms are large multicellular fungi. Fungi are either parasites or saprophytes. Now different types of fungi are penicillium, agaricus, rhizopus. Yes, agaricus are mushrooms. Rhizopus are the bacteriums which help yeast or bread molds. Here comes the viruses. Yeah, viruses. They are the smallest microorganisms and they do not have a cellular structures like the other microorganisms. They are so small or so tiny that they cannot be seen by a light microscope. To observe the viruses, scientists use an electron microscope. Different types of viruses are adenovirus, influenza virus, and bacteriophage. Yes, you're right. Influenza viruses which causes cold, cough in human beings as well as in some animals also.
Copy to show how SARS-CoV-2 infects humans. The study published in Science says the virus targets a type of receptor found on human cells in the lungs, heart, kidneys, and intestines. Citing Kingston University microbiologist Mark Fielder, Sky News reports that the virus seems to attack two types of lung cells: goblet cells that coat the respiratory tract with mucus, and ciliated cells that usually filter out pathogens. A previous study published in Science found the virus spike protein has two receptor binding domains, or RBDs, facing downward and another facing upward. These allow the virus to bind with and invade human cells. The virus targets a human ACE2 receptor that has bonded with an amino acid transporter. This subtype of ACE2 structure has never been discovered before. The virus uses the spike protein's up RBD to penetrate the cell. The virus then dissolves its own protein shell and releases its RNA payload inside the cell, according to British Society for Immunology. A study in Frontiers in Microbiology says a coronavirus hijacks the cell's structure to reproduce. The viral RNA takes over the host cell's endoplasmic reticulum to replicate itself and to manufacture the protein parts to make new viruses. According to the Society for Immunology, the hijacked cell's Golgi bodies then package viral RNA and proteins in a viral protein shell. This leads to the creation of new viruses that leave the infected cell via the membrane. The study in Frontiers in Microbiology says coronavirus takeover imposes stress on the host cell. Cell death or apoptosis is the result when the infection overwhelms the host cell's ability to maintain homeostasis.
You're right, children. Now we have seen how the coronavirus it has been affecting the whole world. Now we will see the of the useful microorganisms. Microorganisms are used in food, beverage industries, making medicines and vaccines, in agriculture. They are also useful in cleaning the environment. Food and beverage factories. Yes, you are right. Many bacteria are helped in making the certain food. For example, making cheese, curd, bread, dosa batters, idli batters. Then even some of the bacteria are used in beverage, that is in wines, rum, whiskey, brandy. This microorganisms makes the curd tasty and delicious. Your bread, your dosa, idlis, and even the appams very delicious. How microorganisms helps also in making the medicines and vaccines like penicillium. It is an antibiotic. Bacteria and fungi are used to make medicines called antibiotics, and microorganisms are used to make vaccines which protect the human and animals from several diseases. Some of the bacteria and yeast are also used in making vitamin B complex tablets. These microbes are also useful in agriculture. Yes, as many of the microbes, they help in decomposing um, the leaves and all the animals remains, dead animals, into manure. Bacteria like rhizobium, which lives in the roots of the nodules of plants, such as examples of gram, pea, and beans, even in methi. Bacteria also absorb the nitrogen from the atmosphere and changes into nitrates. Bacteria has a tendency that it can convert the atmospheric nitrogen into nitrate, which serve as a natural fertilizers for plants. And yes, when it rains, you get the smell because of this microorganisms only, the soil cell, wet soil cell. Yes, how microorganisms cleans the environmental? Yes, microorganisms decomposes the tissues of dead organisms to and make the food for plants. The nutrition that were taken from the soil by the plants and animals are restored and are used again by the living organisms. Some bacteria decomposes sewage and other waste in the water. Hope you all know about our microorganisms. Thank you, children.